Welcome back to Pyre. I'm Day Darling, and let us lead our band of exiles to their freedom and absolution in what must be one of the last episodes for Pyre. We're coming very close to the end. This is either I'm going to guess the penultimate or the last episode, probably the penultimate. And honestly, it's actually getting quite tough because you might not believe it. I guess I'll go into it when we start traveling or start not having a conversation. Following Pyre's liberation, the lone minstrel has returned to the wagon and stands as though nothing has happened here this night. He tilts his head a bit as you approach. Once more, the Nightwings have prevailed and the liberation rites under your mindfulness, reader. A commendable achievement. Surely Pyre shall live out her days in gratitude to you and your companions. Perhaps you may now seek Ruki there in your commonwealth. I should think Ruki would have liked to witness what took place this night. Why Ruki? I trust that, together, they shall make a formidable difference to a plan which all of you endeavour to achieve. Now, for the time, Celeste and I are to return to our respective stations. We all await the next turn of the cycle of rites. May you prevail once more when we next traverse Scribe's Gate. Until then, leader, rest well under the stars. He nods and leaves you to recover after a long night. Farewell. What's your name? Hold on. I forgot his name. I was going to say travelling merchant, that's not right. Travelling, but what? I should know your name. I'm having that moment of Jamibu. Okay, whatever. I'll remember at some point, and it'll come to me. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's your name. The downside dining. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this? The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe, and above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at the break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them, give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside the sandfolds. Some is poisonous, take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Anyway, basically, what I'm saying... Oh, we have another page. On legacy. Reader, they shall always bear a burden. It is much lighter than the burden of a lone exile. Go forth and become free. Then join with others such as you and lead with mercy, continuing to demonstrate your worth and knowing of the Empire's fall formed the foundation of a commonwealth. You shall cease to be a reader and become a voice both to be free and to your successors here, who shall take up this book when you no longer need it. The cycle of the rites shall see it to you, and others like you shall be liberated, ere the coming of another age. May the stars shine ever brightly on us all. So that's like what the voice was saying, is like we are going to be the next in line to be the voice. Seems a bit pointless with liberations ending, but the rights ending in general. But anyway, I was saying we have a big decision coming up, which at the end of last episode, or the end of the last two episodes, I was like, super easy decision. May's gonna go. Let May go, and then, you know, that'll be fine. But, you know, this is actually something, legitimately, I slept and thought about. Like, as I was going to sleep, I was thinking about it, because it's... Okay, I don't technically know this is going to happen, but every sign points to it. We are going to fight Oralek, almost certainly, for that last spot in the liberation right, and we have a choice to make. Do we liberate Oralek or one of our party? Now, okay, let's get the easy thing out of the way. Bertrude, you're not getting liberated. You don't really care about this entire thing. You kind of like your life down here. You've got a business. You're pretty comfortable down here. I don't know why you'd want to necessarily be liberated. And plus you want to stay with Wolfred, who I also think should probably stay down here. I don't know. He seems like he's kind of vibing. And it's also kind of like he's really capable. I feel like if he could, if anyone by themselves could change the downside for the better after we free the Commonwealth, it's going to be Wolfred. And plus I'm going to be honest, I think Wolfred could probably get out at some point anyway, through his own means. He's resourceful like that. Which led to me being like, should we liberate May? And, you know, May ended up being one of the last ones I liberated because, you know, as I said from early on, she was one of my favourites to play with to begin with. But also, now, after hearing about her backstory, she's not treated very well in the Commonwealth and that sort of thing. I don't even know if she likes it there, to be perfectly honest. She kind of seems quite happy doing whatever. But I was like, okay, well, we still have one more spot of liberation, and she seems like the best option out of all three of them because, you know, she's still young. She's still got like a whole life ahead of us, and we're going to change the Commonwealth for the better and that sort of thing. But I was thinking about it. Because I was like, Oralek, initially I was like, I don't care about him, you know, he's just like a kind of rude dude or whatever, but, you know, I did kind of forget about the fact that he had his chance at liberation, and technically, he should have been liberated, but he just was, like, betrayed by someone he trusted a lot, and now has fallen, obviously, into quite an aggressive and angry state due to that whole circumstances of being betrayed and whatever, and, you know, I don't think he's a lost cause, you know, like, we've had a conversation with him, like, it was a mild conversation or whatever, but it doesn't seem that bad. He just kind of seems a bit vengeful, I suppose, if anything, was my thing. And I kind of feel bad that he had his chance of liberation, but, you know, he's not going to get it. So, basically, the decision is, do we liberate May? Do we liberate Oralek? And I was for sure going to be like, let's liberate May. Until last episode, when she made a friend in Alma. She's never going to see Alma again. You know, like her one friend or something. Apart from like Tizo, I think she was friendly with. But we sent Tizo away really early, so maybe she hasn't bonded all that much with him as much as I thought. But I thought May could understand Tizo as well as us or something like that. I don't quite recall. So it's sort of just like, it feels a bit cruel to separate May and like her only friend. She's got a friend down here. It's like, it's a thing where I think May is going to be happy on either side. I don't know who to liberate. But anyway, it's daybreak. Yeah, set forth to... And I just wanted to express my feelings on this. Because I feel like I sort of glossed over it a little bit last time, where I was just like, oh, May's going to get liberated, screw Orlek. But, you know, and after thinking about it, I'm just like, it's not that easy a decision anymore. Anyway, it's daybreak. You're set forth to... You are to set forth now for a spring of Yomia, for what appears to be your final time. Therefore, you shall return here for one last exile's chance at liberty. And that's a grand decision. Do I free Orlek? Do I free May? I don't know. I just don't know who to choose. Like, part of me is kind of leaning to Orlek. I'm just like, it's gotta suck to basically be like, oh, you know, you had your chance of liberation, you earned your liberation, suddenly one of your best friends or whatever betrays you, and now you have to spend the rest of eternity here in the downside when you should be out there free. I think I would turn anyone quite bitter and resentful. Oi, mates, lick a one hand into us again. You gave us a proper licking last time and we owe you for it. You know, I gotta say, I kinda like style there. Come right on crashing into us, like you ain't even care. That's pretty good. Keep telling my mates here we ought to do the same. Alright, get out of my way. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the beauty of this game. It's meant to be complicated. You kind of bond with everyone, but we've kind of liberated everyone who I think particularly wants to be liberated in the first place. I mean, I know everyone wants to be liberated, but, you know, I feel like some people are much more impartial to it. Well, apart from Bertrude, I literally don't even know if Bertrude cares about being liberated or not. I don't know if I missed the story properly. It might have been just because we haven't done enough on the story. A powerful talisman. Centers a presence of 8 scribes. That probably gives us a bounty or whatever. I mean, we don't even use the talisman, so I don't even know why I'm landing here. We might as well do this just in case it like busts us for the next right. It doesn't actually matter if we win or lose the next right because all of our people are at max experience now anyway. So we've got really nothing more to gain. You and May wander together for a while, but this might be a permanent buff, which is why I went this way. You and May wander together for a while through the stark ballads of a glue hive, sometimes in circles. What exactly is she looking for, she cannot explain. Eventually, however, she happens upon something that never caught your notice. Look at this, miss. The scribes, they walk this very path. I think we did, and left here, say, for us. I don't know why I changed my accent halfway through that. The object she procures does seem to emanate with some sort of faint and ancient power. You receive a wisdom trace. Grant an exile 1,000 enlightenment. Oh, okay. Well, we don't need that, but you send something from it. Return to the wagon. What happens if I try and use it? Might as well try. As I say, we don't need any more XP, but... because everyone is max enlightenment already, so I guess we'll just sell that next time we see him. I've got everyone's name. What's a goblin? What's a shopkeep called? Like Sam or something? I can't remember the bard's name. In my head it's like Arthur or something, but it's not Arthur. I feel like there's an R sound in it because I keep trying to produce the name, but like my mind keeps trying to make like an AR sound or some sort, but I can't think of what a name would be. Anyway, hello, Falcon Ron. That's it. Guys, can't help but wondering whatever happened to that number with the wings. You know, I guess she's kind of pretty, maybe. I suppose she's still around by any chance, because well, anyways. Oh, well, Falcon Ron. Oh my word, +10. Oh, we don't certainly need that. Tristus Bloom, we'll put down here. I mean, I suppose... I mean, I guess we'll just buy a buff. +1 presence. Sure. What? Oh. Well, screw all that then. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I guess we'll just do a right. I don't know if Sandra ever wants to talk to us again. It seems like it's not the case. Maybe she'll talk to us before the final right. I don't know. Do we free Orlek or not? I'm kind of leaning towards freeing Orlek, like letting him get his his rights, and maybe he'll just be like, "Thank you," and you know, turn a good cheek or turn a good cheek. That's not a phrase. Oh, I actually forgot about the plan. This is another thing which made me kind of consider freeing Volfred. Is I think I have not been paying enough attention to it, but I should have been. I think different exiles have different percentages of raising a plan, or at least I feel like it. And I would have thought Wilfred would probably raise up the percentage all the way to 100%, which would guarantee the plan to go as predicted. While May probably won't raise it as much, and Orelek... Well, I don't know, what if Orelek ruins her plan and lowers the percentage? I don't really know. Anyway, after making all necessary preparations amid rocky paths of the springs of Ymir, you and your companions await the commencement of rites. It's quieter even than usual at the onset of such events. The lone minstrel appears. Tariq, that's your name. Appears, bearing some sort of news. I've checked, and it appears as though the accuser has not yet arrived. Leader Madame. There's no sign of Lendon or anyone. The sigil is not set either. If what he said is true, and your adversaries are not present, then you presume the rite cannot commence. However, the stars themselves soon indicate you are mistaken. Are we going to fight Orelek? Already? Oh, how about this? How about... Because I do kind of want to let Orelek go, I think, over May. Sorry, May. But May, you got a friend now, and now I'm here, so it's okay. Sorry, let me have a sip of water first. What if, of a final liberation rite, we just put literally every single one of these greatest titans on, and then I'll literally try. I'll try my best to beat Orelek, despite the fact it's going to be like 9 possible. I would say. I probably should have turned on the normal liberation thing. It doesn't. This rite doesn't even matter. Like, win or lose, who cares? It's just a glory. But what if I put on all the greatest titans things, and then I'll try my best to win? And if I'll probably lose, but it's very much tilted against me. But I do want Orelek to be liberated, I think. I don't know. I feel bad for May, though. But I think May will be fine back down here. What?
Because of you.
Because of you. Because of your outlandish plan. I don't know how my plan has had that much.
You shall live to see this place again.
You're gonna kill me?
Your attempts at revolution shan't.
I don't know why my plan is made of rights. Like,
So by
stop,
all
but...
means, keep trying.
Alright, I guess.
As for myself, I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well buckle in. Alright, it's set to commence, but your adversaries, they failed to show. By the scribes, we must have lost all hope. Indeed, as the rites are drawing to a close, some other triumvirs whom you have met, perhaps they're beginning to decide the stars are not worth healing any longer. And also, like, all of them, except for the worm, the Pyre hearts, I think, have literally no chance of doing the liberation rite. Lendl, you wonder whether he would give up on the rites like that. He has never seemed like the type. For all his bluster and anger, he seems single-minded about prevailing, about besting the Nightwings at any cost. Very true. In any case, we've begun the ceremony here, and so I ask that we end it. Interesting.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name?
Well, there's not really many options, so let's just do this quickly, I suppose. Bertrude? What's this noise? Ginny-sama? So do we just put out that little flame over there? I mean, is that it? I suppose so. I mean, if we have no one to fight, I guess we'll just use Wilfred to do everything, because there is no flame.
Your adversaries have abandoned you.
Wait a second.
And it is done.
Oh.
Wings prevail by default.
No one's happy about this.
Not that their adversaries even care.
I guess this is meant to be a sort of peek behind, like, what all the different triumvirates are really feeling right now, especially with the rites ending. Everyone's quite sort of full of despair. My only hope is that our would-be adversaries find some peace. Probably it must be quite hard because they basically know, especially not after this most recent probably from this most recent liberation rite, or maybe the one before that. They've known there's zero chance that we could ever be liberated now. That their last chance. They only had that one chance when they faced us, and they failed. So they're just like, oh, that's it, isn't it? They can't do it anymore. I suppose that would feel you despair, but hopefully by changing the Commonwealth, we can also change the downside at the same time. So both of them will, improve for better. Maybe we'll have sort of like two worlds in harmony thing going on. I don't know. Perhaps that's wishful thinking. No one speaks further of the accusers back at the Black Dragon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the rite that is to come. A final chance at liberty presents itself at last. You surmise that to be the long and the short of it, then. Excuse me. The stars always shine with truth. That's not your accent. With truth. The ending of a cycle of rites is now upon us. He looks over to you. Please look for freedom, madame, and see this for yourself. You may well surmise where we are going next. The others turn to you as well. You turn towards the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. Well, I didn't expect Pyre actually to finish so quickly. I didn't realise we'd be right at the end. I don't know what we're going to do about that because I haven't thought about what the next series is going to be. The dim and fading light of a final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. You see plain the golden star of Solium. Look upon it for the last. I think before we properly go there, we should decide what we're going to do. Are we going to release May? Are we going to release Oralek? Oh, everyone's been crossed out now. Weird. Well, not weird, but I suppose they literally can't anymore, right? It kind of sucks with the Pyre Hearts, doesn't it? The Pyre Hearts literally never even had a chance to be liberated. The Wait, what? The Pyre Hearts no longer have any real chance of being freedom before rites are ended. I wonder if this was like this before. Like, before we faced, before we faced, for withdrawing and liberation rights, I wonder if like these 5 said were completely eliminated, being like there's no way they can get enough favor before the final thing happens. But the final liberation right. Ooh. Solium, the golden star. The golden star burns bright over the fall of Solium. Oralek is already on his way. Interact to challenge the true Nightwings here. Prevail, and one among you shall be free. It's like, I don't know, I want to have a conversation with Oralek. I suppose the way I'm divided is I don't know if he's just like truly completely gone and is truly just like a vengeful evil spirit, or really he's going to be the sort of person who's vengeful now, but once he finally gets what he wants, he'll have that sense of release. And to be fair, it's kind of what he deserves, isn't it? But at the same time, I don't know. You're summoned to the Ford of Solium for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that, if the rites ever shall commence again, they shall not be during your lifetime, or that of any of your companions, even the longest lived ones. The stars reveal to you one thing more. The adversary whom you shall face shall be Oralek. Already he has crossed Scribe's Gate and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes created the Nightwings of their own likeness, perhaps it's only fitting that the Nightwings should, in the end, be forced to face themselves. Forced to face themselves. Yeah. It is a shame that we should have to confront Oralek in the end. Our goal should never have been crossed at cross purposes. I'm surprised that this is what the scribes desire. For now, it may be best that you recover until dawn. Regain your strength as best you can for the coming trial. Rest well, leader. Your great disperses as his exhaustion sets in. At dawn you fly to Mount Elodio to make a final effort to achieve your plan and get somebody home. But who? That's my problem. I don't know. What does no one want to talk to us and help us, figure this out? I don't know who to send. Okay. Let's talk now before we actually travel, because that's probably what you do if we're role-playing this situation. Hello, very, very loud phone. Do I need to pay attention to what this is? No, I don't. My phone may go off a bit more. Okay, so our choices. As far as we know, we could probably only ever send one person home, and the story points to this is the final person. No one else will ever be able to be sent back to the Commonwealth. I shouldn't say home, because, to some people I suppose it wasn't really home. And our options, I actually can't believe we've never got Bertrude's story. I don't know how we would even get Bertrude's story. We got her so late, and we used her very often, and also used her both times we fought against the opposing crones. So we either release May, Wolfred, Bertrude, or Oralek. Now, pros and cons of both. Bertrude would be pretty funny. I don't know if many other Let's Players probably released Bertrude. Well, not released, liberated Bertrude. I'd imagine many didn't. I quite like Bertrude, to be perfectly honest. I find her very amusing. So, you know, I don't know, maybe I should do something interesting up there in the Commonwealth. Downside, she kind of seems, you know, unbothered by the entire thing in the first place. Isn't she literally only here because she kind of has a crush on Wolfred or something, which is, you know, cute in its own right, but still, she doesn't really care about this. She's got a life down here in the downside. She seems reasonably content with it, I guess. Oh, I just noticed it says in the observation, so respect for Wolfred is evident, even borders on affection. Yeah, I don't know why she knows so much about Rites, actually. I wonder what she did to get sent down here. Anyway, so Gertrude, unlikely, you know, you're probably at the bottom of a list of 4. Wolfred. Positives, I'm pretty sure the plan will succeed if he goes upwards. I'm going to guess he gives you like a plus 15% boost to the plan. Or so basically he's going to probably give you enough to give 100%, or at least very close to 100%. And the plan, we've got to remember, is kind of the utmost of importance right now. Because, you know, while it's good to liberate, you know, the 8 people or so who we want, we also got to remember, I just realised it's 8 people because of 8 scribes. I wonder if, do you think that's like some sort of cool achievement if you release 8, like, people corresponding to the 8 scribes? I haven't done that. I don't think I can do that anymore because we have both Wolfred and Gertrude there. I'd have to not release... Who did I release who doesn't have a corresponding thing? Wait, what? Oh, Hedwyn, right? I don't think Hedwyn has a chorus, so I'd have to keep Hedwyn down here. Oh, that'd be so weird. Hedwyn and Mayers were 2 down in the downside. Excuse me, but the plan will go without fail. 2, Wolfred's a pretty capable person, you know. He probably actually could legit set up a fantastic society for the Commonwealth in the future. And 3, he's really, you know, kind of like headline this entire operation. You know, despite the fact I've conducted rites or anything, us as a player character didn't need to exist. Wolfred probably could have done everything without us in the first place, and it probably would, you know, still succeed. Wolfred's a very capable person. He kind of deserves, you know, redemption in that sort of act. Downsides, well, not downsides, on the flip side, I'm pretty sure he'd be totally fine here on the downside. Like, he could probably create another plan or something. He's somehow got connections to the other side in the first place, so, you know, he's pretty communicative in that way. He's resourceful. I think he could probably get back up to the Commonwealth, should he want to. I'm not sure if he cares so much about Commonwealth, more as he cares about, you know, the Commonwealth just being a better place in general, and, you know, someone like that. He's also kind of old. I'd assume, which, you know, perhaps I shouldn't be, like, judging on that, but, you know, other people are young, you know, they've got the whole life ahead of them, and that sort of thing. Also, he's a reader, so maybe if the rights start up again, somehow within his lifetime, he can, you know, headband the next group of Nightwings and get liberated if he really wants to. May. She's obviously an absolute sweetheart. She's worked really hard for us this entire time. Probably deserves a liberation as much as anyone else does. You know, the Commonwealth, she's going back to the Commonwealth, which is going to be a completely better place for her, probably. Hopefully it will treat her better. You know, she's had quite a rough time here on the downside, and a lot of her friends that she made in the Nightwings are now up there in the Commonwealth, right? So, kind of makes sense to unite her with everyone. On the other hand, her closest friend, who I guess is now Alma, or like potential love interest, quote quote, is down here in the downside, because Alma can no longer, well, I mean, Alma, I don't know, could Alma have been free? I wonder if you can get Alma up to the Commonwealth, because isn't it like the dog was the one who was going to get liberated, right? So you'd have to face him twice at the liberation rites. So it'd basically mean you'd have to face him really early on, and then always face him at every opportunity and lose, so they get enough favour to face him again, maybe in the 7th rite or something. Maybe that's possible to get Alma up as well. But anyway, May has made good friends with Alma, or probably will make good friends, or probably have a budding relationship, or friendship at least. I don't really know, down here with downside. She seems pretty content down here. Well, kind of, I don't know. She also really struggled when she first came down here to exist, right? All that conversation with Jodari, I remember she mentioned it. I don't know. I mean, well, she's not on her own down here anymore. I suppose she's got her friends in Wolfred, and I'd like to think if she stayed down here, Wolfred would look after her, or at least look out for her. Not like baby her or anything, but like give her a hand should she need it, etc., etc. I don't know. And then Oralek. Professor Oralek. He kind of deserves it. He earned his freedom, and then he got it, like, quite really stolen away from him, and then also, like, nearly got killed in the process, which is, you know, pretty rough. And then, you know, got kind of, like, left abandoned and left for dead. Whoa. By his remaining teammates, and, you know, now he's kind of back just trying to get what he rightfully got ages ago. On the downside, he's kind of rude. Well, he's not rude, he's just, like, intense, I suppose. I don't think he's rude necessarily, but he does seem very hell-bent on vengeance and revenge, but I feel like it's more like a facade for his desire just to get liberated and earn back what he wanted in the first place, right? Also, downside, I don't know if he's going to help the plan. We don't know his thoughts on the Commonwealth, I don't think, but he's not going to help the plan. I also don't think he's going to hinder it necessarily. At least I hope he doesn't, but if anyone's going to hinder it, it's going to be him. What else? Yeah, he deserves it. I don't know. He's clearly not happy down here. Is more my reasoning. Like, you know, May? I think May's just a joyous person. She'll probably be pretty reasonably happy wherever she goes. And especially now she's got friends, especially with Alma here. Bertrude, she seems pretty content, to be perfectly honest. And Volfred, well, yeah, Volfred's, like, kind of content down here, I suppose. He's got his connections or whatever, right? I don't know. I am leaning towards Oralek, is what I'd say. I can't deny it. I am very much leaning towards Oralek. I genuinely think he deserves it. Like, he spent how many, like, more than 9 years? He's probably spent nearly as many years as Jodario down here. Except for, not different to the case of Jodario. He actually got his freedom and then just didn't get it. I don't know, that just feels so unjust to me. Who would I be if I couldn't, like, grant him that liberty, I suppose? I just want some confirmation he's not going to completely ruin everything if I liberate him. I think that's meant to be the crux of a decision here, isn't it? I could totally see this being, like, one of the endings of Pyre. Like, the choice is basically, are you what is the greater good, I suppose, in the end? Like, being just towards this person, Oralek, who could potentially ruin your plan. Maybe he, in fact, will ruin your plan and cause it to fail, or make it harder than it needs to be. Or do you liberate one of your own, of the Nightwings, and they'll succeed in the plan, but, you know, you've again denied Oralek liberation once more that he kind of deserved. Well, to be fair, I guess you could argue at the second time round he didn't really deserve it because he needs to actually beat us to win, doesn't he? But I'm also surprised Volfred can even get liberated, because I swear Volfred said something that readers like us, our player character, and him can't get liberated. I mean, we can't get liberated because we can't get the rights. So surely he can't actually get liberated. So I don't know. Oh, that can't be true, because the voice we now know was liberated from the previous Nightwings, and he was a reader, wasn't he? He was the initial reader. I must have misremembered what Volfred was saying about something about readers being liberated. And obviously he must be able to be liberatable, otherwise we wouldn't be able to choose him as an option. But maybe some weird stuff happens, I don't know. No matter how I look at it, I can't... It really is basically May or Oralek for me. I gotta be honest, I am leaning towards Oralek. I legitimately am. It's just, you know, am I willing to take that risk that the plan will still be able to continue if we liberate Oralek? I don't know. It's such a hard decision. I wonder what other people did at this point. I do kind of want to see what groups of people other people liberated. To be perfectly honest, I wonder how many people liberated Tizo. Because, you know, if I were to do it now, like, and change everything, I would probably have Tizo stay down here and May liberated instead. If I knew I had finite many liberations in the first place. Not that I have anything against Tizo, but Tizo's a Drivem. Drivem's live down here. They seem pretty chill with being down here in the downside in the first place, right? I'm sorry, this isn't much gameplay. This is sort of just me talking out loud probably this past 15 minutes, but I think I've made up my mind. I think I'm going to do Oralek, and I am going to do that thing I said with a Greater Titan. It's just for fun. I'm going to put on all the Greater Titan debuffs or buffs or whatever have you, and then, you know, legitimately try my best against the Liberation Rites to score at least one goal. We're probably going to lose, and if it turns out we are about to win, then I will throw the Rites, so Oralek can get liberated, I think. Yeah. Hard. I think a worse thing would be if, like, May's really upset about it in the first place. Well, I guess I don't need to choose May as the anointed one. Now I think about it, I could just choose Volfred. You know, he'll just be like, whatever. That seems like cinematically what has to happen. Volfred versus Oralek at the end. But then Oralek finally gets his liberation. Like, the last time they faced the right, they were on the same team. Now they're against each other. But now Oralek will get his liberation. What if there's a plot twist then and, like, someone else just pushes him out of the way and tries to get liberated? Do you think Volfred would do that? I don't think he would. I mean, he knows what happens. He knows he will die. I don't know. I'm trying to predict an ending, which I don't even know what will happen. My mind's sort of racing, but we had to continue to the next part, and what I assume is going to be the final episode of Pyre. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Pyre, and I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscriptions, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.